Hey guys! In this video, we're going to explore the most terrifying cases of serial killers, their origins and some historical facts about these crimes. Let's try to understand what led these killers to commit such suspicious and disturbing acts. Be prepared, the content may be disturbing. Ted Bundy was one of the most famous serial killers in US history. He murdered over 30 women in the 70s. Bundy was a charismatic and attractive man, which helped to deceive his victims. He often approached them with the excuse of needing help carrying something, before viciously attacking and killing them. Bundy was born in Vermont in 1946 and spent his childhood in a middle-class family. He was a brilliant student and got a scholarship to the University of Washington. There, he began murdering women, and after being arrested and convicted, he managed to escape prison twice. He was finally captured in 1978 and executed in 1989. Jeffrey Dahmer became known as the Cannibal of Milwaukee after killing 17 male boys between 1978 and 1991. Dahmer had a fixation on maintaining the bodies of his victims, often dismembering them and storing body parts in their home. Dahmer was born in Wisconsin in 1960 and had a difficult childhood. He became an alcoholic as a teenager and joined the Army in 1979. He was arrested in 1991 and murdered in prison in 1994. John Wayne Gacy, known as the Killer Clown, was responsible for the murder of at least 33 young males in the 1970s. Gacy was an amateur clown and often dressed as such at children's events. Gacy was born in Chicago in 1942 and raised in an abusive family. He has spent most of his adult life running a home improvement company. He was arrested in 1978 and executed in 1994. Ed Gein is one of the most famous serial killers in US history. He killed at least 2 women in Wisconsin in the 1950s. Gein was known for his obsession with his mother and frequently exhumed women's corpses to use in his gruesome creations, including a suit made from human skin. Gein was born in Wisconsin in 1906 and spent much of his adult life caring for his mother, who died in 1945. After her death, Gein indulged his darker instincts. He was declared insane and spent the remainder of his life in a mental hospital. Aileen Wuornos was one of the few known female serial killers in US history. She murdered 7 men over a 1-year period between 1989 and 1990 on Florida highways. Wuornos was a prostitute and often claimed she killed in self-defense, claiming her clients tried to rape her. Wuornos was born in Michigan in 1956 and had a difficult childhood. She started working as a prostitute at the age of 14 and had many traumatic experiences throughout her life. She was arrested in 1991 and executed in 2002. Dennis Rader, also known as BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill, was a serial killer who terrorized the town of Wichita, Kansas during the 70s and 80s. He killed 10 people and envious threatening letters to the police and the local press, before finally being captured in 2005. Rader was born in Kansas in 1945 and spent most of his adult life working as a government official. He was married with children, but he also had a dark side that included a desire for control and humiliation over his victims. David Berkowitz, also known as Son of Sam, was a serial killer who terrorized New York in the late 1970s. He killed 6 people and injured 7 others, mostly in public areas. Berkowitz was born in New York in 1953 and had a troubled childhood. He joined the military in 1971 and spent most of his adult life in low-paying jobs. He stated that he heard voices that compelled him to kill. Berkowitz was arrested in 1977 and is still serving a life sentence. These are just a few examples of the most terrifying cases of serial killers that ever existed. Each case is unique, but all follow an element of horror and tragedy. It is important to remember that these crimes are inherent and most people are able to live peacefully in society. If you know someone who is struggling with issues of violence or problematic behavior, seek professional help. Don't forget to subscribe to the Let Me Tell You channel for more interesting videos about criminal cases and much more. Thanks for watching.